Look, Linfield, I'm sorry, but Aaron McDade is just not for sale, and especially not to you. No £500,000 doesn't change my mind. Why? Well, mostly because it's 7 PM on deadline day and I couldn't get a replacement in. Look, he has a £2.5 million release fee. If you really want him that badly, then trigger it. Why would I sell my best player on deadline day to Linfield? Like, what is going on in this world? Hello? Oh, hi, Mr. Chairman, what's up? You... Hi guys, I'm Aussie Villain and welcome to Season 9, Episode 12 here at H&W Welders on The Impossible Dream. And today it is an Irish Cup tie against Glentoran. And then European football returns. We go to Norway to face Rosenborg in the first leg of our Europa Conference League first knockout round. First tie leg thing. A lot of firsts. Anyway, there's been a lot happened since last episode. The transfer window is closed and on 7 PM, you can see here, 6:48 on deadline day, Linfield made an offer for McDade, 725 grand. He's got 2.5 million release fee, and unfortunately for us, the theory of having that release fee, meaning the chairman won't accept bids, was flawed because he accepted it anyway. But a hero was born as Aaron McDade rejected Linfield in order to stay with us here at the Welders, which is excellent. So well done, Aaron McDade. He is continuing to develop. He's only 20. He's scoring goals for fun. And, well, let's hope he's going to continue to stay loyal to the good guys and not go to one of those big two. So that was excellent news. Now, less excellent news as the transfer deadline passed is that if we go up here, Brendan Davidson is upset that I didn't keep the promise of strengthening the team up front. Now, of course, we signed him to strengthen the team up front. I did get Cowley on loan from Blackburn to sort of try and keep that promise to him. He is now unhappy. So basically, Armstrong and Davidson, the two guys we've brought in to really be, the young Northern Irish core of the squad, are both pissed off at me. So that's not great. Hopefully that'll come around sooner rather than later. But time will tell on that front, I guess. But yeah, hopefully he's not quite as sulky as Armstrong is. And more bad news, if we go to the medical center, is that Jidda, if we go down here, we've had a lot more injuries as well. DeRosa, Cowley's been injured, but Jidda, the goalkeeper, he's out for about 2 weeks at the time, 2 to 3 weeks at the time. It's a big loss. Obviously, it's a big loss coming into the cup game, but he may not be back for Europe either, which is obviously far from ideal, not having our first choice goalkeeper available to us. So that is that. Now, there has been a little bit of movement on the transfer front as well. So on the outs, Peter Thomas, who we signed on a free transfer as a striker, he has gone off to Swindon. His contract was up at the end of the year. We had an option to trigger another year, but his contract was up. We weren't going to keep him, so we got 20 grand for him, which is absolutely fine. So he'll go off to Swindon and have fun. Now, one transfer that what we kind of did is we ended the loan for the backup goalkeeper. Where is he here? The backup goalkeeper, Charlie Roger. He wanted to play that his manager kept bugging me to play him, and he was only ever here as a backup once Jidda came in. Of course, ironically, once we sent him back, he would have been playing now. But so we did that, but not before we got in a replacement. So Ewan Medley has come in from Southampton. He will be the number one goalkeeper for this episode, which isn't ideal, but he was available for loan and it was a little bit cheaper in terms of wages. And I just put him in as a cup goalkeeper so that the manager wouldn't bug us quite so much. So we're going to get to see him, which is not ideal. He's been off in loan on the US a couple of times, but that hasn't exactly gone to plan. And we did make a signing for next season as well. And we've gone back to Southampton, and Rory Hill has joined us for next season on a free transfer at the end of his contract. A promising fullback. The only thing that's really wrong with him is the personality trait of fickle, but very good physically, very good mentally, and not the worst technically. Certainly has all the key attributes we'd want from him. So yeah, really, really happy that he's going to be joining us next season. It is, as I said, at the end of his contract. He'll be joining us on a free transfer, and well, I kind of wish I hadn't re-signed Luca Hall now, but there we go. We did. But we've got ourselves a good right back in that should be around for a number of seasons and hopefully continue to develop as well. So that is everything caught up on Now, that, of course, now means we have to catch you up on the games. There are 2 to catch you up on, both in the league. The first one was against Glentoran. McDade gave us a first-half lead before Napoleon found McQuaid in acres of space, who played in McDade to steal the points. So we were just too good for him. Then they went down. Former welder Will Hall got himself sent off in the lead-up to the penalty. He just kind of hacked him down from behind. It was a red card, though. I thought maybe penalties aren't usual. I mean, I don't know. Anyway, he wasn't really playing at the ball. But anyway, once a welder, always a welder. Hall did us a favour there. McQuaid got the goal in the first half. Beat the offside trap in the second half to secure the points. And like I say, against 10 men, we should have won by more. Look at that XG, over 4. So disappointing, although a penalty obviously helps that, but still very disappointing not to have won that game. Maybe a little bit more comfortably than we did. Next up, it was Ballymena United. Now, of course, when we played them last time, it was 7-1. Let's see what happened this time. Davidson missed the first half penalty, and it wasn't until the 85th minute when McDade came off the bench to put us in front. On loan, Pearson crossed for Kyle Fisher to get his first Welders goal moments later. And there was still time for Armstrong and McDade to combine on the break for a third goal in as many minutes. So this was very much looking like one of those games that you dominate and just don't score and even get mugged off at the end and lose 1-0. But McDade came off the bench and absolutely turned the game. 3 goals in as many minutes for us. Davidson missed a penalty. Just generally, I think he missed most things up there. But yeah, in the end, we got a good result. Coyle got himself a silly second yellow late in stoppage time. So that's a silly one, but he wouldn't have played today anyway. So that's fine for the game that he misses. And yeah, it was in the end not too bad. Now let's have a quick look at what we're doing here. You can see we've got a game against Carrick Rangers in between. We'll play that off camera and then I'll show you the highlights again. But if we look at the league table, 4 points still back of Linfield. Larne are back there, 13 points back of us. So second place it's increasingly looking like it's ours. And then Glentoran are sitting there in 4th. But we've got a couple. We park the league this episode, don't we? At home to Glentoran in the league. It's a tricky one, but you'd like to think we'd be able to get the job done. And then away to Rosenborg is going to be interesting, to say the least. Let's have a look and see what we're doing here against Glentoran. You can see we're expecting a 4-4-2 from them. And of course, we've nicked Davidson off of them, which is obviously a good thing. He's on the bench for this one. Of course, he's having a little sulk. But it's Medley making his debut in goal, and let's hope it's a good one. Let's hope he's not needed, actually. Davenport, Simpson, and Gribben are the back 3. It is Hall and McCullough down the wings. It's Napoleon and McGreevy in midfield. Mr. X-Ray Vision, Sean Simpson in behind, Cargbo and McDade. And let's get out there. All right, so we can see their lineups there. I bet they're really annoyed that we've got Davidson on our bench, aren't they? But we'll. What do we want to say to this? Will the favourites go out there? With a favourite. Oh, let's just relax. We looked a little bit nervous and anxious against Ballymena, so I don't want a repeat of that ideally. But yeah, we'll see how we get on here. Well, we won't know until we play him. But I'm hopeful that Davidson won't be won't be a sulk, but he's looking unsure. He's going to be a sulk, isn't he? It's a frustrating one because we were signing him. He does strengthen our attack, but it's one of those. I guess if you look at it on paper, you wouldn't rate Cargbo, but we know what Cargbo can do. He's an absolute beast. So maybe that explains a little bit why he wants the attack strengthened. But I'm really happy with our attack, to be honest. Cargbo and Dior are up there as the target men with Davidson and McDade. Well, there's not much you can do about that, is there? And of course, the problem with a cup game is that you have to win. There is no tomorrow if we lose. I don't know there's too much Medley could do about this in goal either. Oh, it's just one of those you hold your hands up and say, well done. Well done, you bastard. That is a cracking shot. So there we go. We do have the option to switch to wingers as well, so if we need to do that in the second half, then obviously we will. Let's try berating and see if that fires them up a little bit. The early signs are this is not working though, isn't it? We'll give this, if this goes in, Medley's there, makes a simple save. That's good. Don't do anything stupid, please, Ewan. He gets it forward, looking for McDade, knocks it down to Napoleon, Cargbo to Simpson, Simpson back to McDade making his run, He's got a lot of defenders around him. Back to Simpson, back to McDade. He's in here, and McDade, oh, he's on fire. 24th goal of the season for Aaron McDade. And, well, where would we be without his goals this year? He has been nothing short of superb for us. And, well, 24 goals would back that up, wouldn't it? Simpson and McDade, they sort of tricked them here, didn't they? They took their eye off McDade, Boyle, and, well, Simpson just played him straight back in. Which is wonderful. So 1-1, sorry. 1-1, 27 minutes gone. We'll give them some praise for the goal. They didn't like that. Napoleon's looking nervous. Didn't I say there's no pressure? Anyway, McGreevy to take a free kick. Can he find the head of a defender? It's Davenport. Oh, Rod Davenport is making a habit of scoring those sorts of goals. It's a third of the season for him now, and we've turned it around. 35th minute, 36th minute, it's 2-1. And suddenly, what were we worried about? He scores his third goal, and I think they've all been almost that exact goal. Just a deep free kick coming up from the back, and he's just ducking around at the back post and putting his chances away, which is wonderful. And that is going to be half-time. Full house as well, which will be good for the finances. I'm not sure if what the split of the gate receipts are, but let's hope it's not very big for us. Although we probably want it to be a little bit bigger, don't we? Because at some point you would like to think we're going to face Larne or Linfield in front of a full house. But anyway, let's get back out there. There's not too much need to change anything, but we have got a kickoff highlight. Let's hope we're going to nick this. If we're looking for further positives, I mean, the goal they scored, it's a low percentage goal, isn't it? You wouldn't expect them to do that too often. Although they're about to equalise, aren't they? Oh, just passed. Let's say Medley had that covered. Yeah, I mean, look at that. The XG's low. It's one of those, it's a good strike. It's a really good goal, but you feel a little bit unlucky if that was to go in a second time. McDade's picked up a knock. So we're not going to muck around with it. Not when we have Davidson on the bench. And hopefully, we're going to get a good performance from him. Davidson to take a free kick. It's a decent one. Goalkeeper's there to claim it, though. Now, that wasn't the highlight. Well, they get it forward quickly to absolutely nobody. Hoole has it. And let's see what becomes of this. Gribben, Simpson. He goes forward looking for... I'm not quite sure what he was looking for. Whether it was Cargbo or Davidson. He pretty much split them down the middle, didn't he? Napoleon, can he win this back for us? It's becoming a bit of a long old highlight. McCulley, can he win it back? No, not quite. Napoleon is there. He can't win it back either. I don't like where this is going. Come on, McCulley. He can't stop the cross. It's headed away by Simpson. Davidson picks it up, and can we get him on the break now? Davidson pass one. Davidson plays in Cargbo. Here we go. Use your pace, Hamzard. Oh, that's a stunning goal. Hamzard, a 13th goal. He's getting better. Honestly, he's getting better. He's scoring out from outside the box. He's scoring on the break. He's creating chances. He's playing through balls. He's getting better. He is definitely one of those players that is just so much better than his attributes. He's a team leader. I mean, look at that finish. Cargbo he doesn't have the best finishing attribute, but he's used that. It's stunning. He's got finishing of 8, pace of 9. And, well, he's looked an absolute star there, hasn't he? 3-1. If we can get a fourth, here we go with Davidson. Davidson back to Simpson. Back to Davidson. Davidson is offside. Unlucky. That would have been a nice goal for him to get, I think. But anyway. The good thing is that he's playing well. 7.1. He's only just off 2, isn't he? Boyle's pushed up just the right time. Do we want to make any changes here? Napoleon's looking tired. Let's leave him on because it's going to be a rotated team that goes out against Carrick. This is hopefully, although we'll probably play with wingers, I think. We'll have to see exactly how Rosenborg plays. But this is more or less the team that we'll be sending out. Now, hopefully the injury to McDade isn't too bad. Can we get that away, please? We don't want 3-2 late on. That's exactly what we've got. And, well, have I taken my eye off the ball a little bit there? And are we going to pay a price for it? I'm too busy celebrating at 3-1, aren't I? So we'll just do all this, and what we might do... Hull gets beaten at the near post, and we're all asleep at the back post. You'd like to think Medley maybe could have done a little bit better there, but what we'll do is we will... So annoyingly, I've put Fevra on the bench as a defender. Obviously, I've clicked the wrong thing there, which Okay, so let's just stick Napoleon back in and let's get McQuaid on then. That's really annoying that I've done that. What a moron. And yeah, we've already slowed all that down, haven't we? And hopefully it doesn't cost us. I really would have liked another centre-back, and then we could have pushed Gribben forward. But we do get away with it. 3-2 in the end. And, well, we're into the hat for the next round. And we've stepped over a banana skin there, haven't we? Let's just say well done. That was pretty good. So Linfield and Larne have both got through as well. So we haven't got any sort of better chances there. But, yeah, Davidson gets one over Glentoran. McDade's injury. Oh, is he... It's only how bad is that bruise? 6 to 8 days. He's going to be on the border for the game against Rosenborg, and ideally we'll have him fit, won't we? Guys, wait right there. We'll be back for that first leg in Norway right after I play through the Carrick Rangers game. Okay, welcome back. We are about to return to European action, and you can see here that it's not been particularly friendly to us to draw here because we have one day off after today's game, and then we're hosting Linfield in the league in a game that we really do have to win. So that is not ideal to say the least. And if you have a look here, it's not like we can kind of stack the squad and back them up, because then we've got to play Rosenborg again. Now, if we were to win this comfortably or maybe get absolutely smashed, then maybe we could look to do that. But yeah, I mean, anybody else other than maybe Larne, and I'd say it's fine. We could put out a second string team and just about be not sure, but confident enough to get the result, result that we need. But it isn't anybody else. It's Linfield, and that is not ideal. Now, one other piece of news, we have got our draw for the next round of the Irish Cup. It's Ballyclare Comrades. You'd fancy us to beat them. You can see they're third in the championship. The rest of the draw, Larne are at home to Coleraine, and Linfield are away to Carrick Rangers. Now, speaking of Carrick Rangers, I owe you an update of that game, don't I, in the league? So let's go see how we got on. And the answer is, well, not much to see here. This was one of those games that we just could not score to save ourselves, which is obviously disappointing. We were the better team. In the end, it's one of those games you kind of expect them to score in stoppage time, but thankfully they didn't. So we've dropped points there. We did give one debut, and that was to one of our young centre-backs, Tommy Martin, who we signed this past January. He was okay without being outstanding. You can see he played a 6.5, but we didn't concede a goal, and we ended up going to wingers, and he got sacrificed, so we could go to wingers. And we didn't look too bad with wingers, to be honest, so it could have gone another way, but even midfield, McGreevy and McQuaid, neither of them did particularly well, so it's one of those, isn't it? This is what it means for the league table. We are now 6 points back of Linfield, so yeah, like I say, we really do have to beat them in the league. But let's be honest, we've got 30 games played, 70 points. We're almost certainly going to set a club record for points in a season. We're continuing to progress. It's just, yeah, in the end, it's a little bit disappointing that we're not going to win the league, are we? We're not going to win the league. But let's not worry about that right now. We have European football to worry about. You can see here we're expecting a 4-2-3-1 formation from them. We don't really have any information on them and how they're going to play. But this is how we're going to play. It is Jidda. He is back fit and he is in goal for this one. It's McCulloch, Davenport, Simpson and Hall as the back four. Napoleon and McGreevy in midfield. King as the inverted winger. Simpson, X-ray vision Simpson as the on-gaunch. Armstrong has been playing very well as a left on the left side. So we're going to play with an advanced playmaker out there. McDade's fit. He goes up top. Now, we are missing Fitzpatrick for this one. He is suspended, so that's not ideal. You can see this, a lot of the new boys, we just weren't able to register. We could only register so many of them. One of them, unfortunately, had to be the backup goalkeeper to make sure we had, and it turns out it was lucky we did, because we almost otherwise would have had to play, where is he? This other guy in goals for this one. There you are, Mr. Connolly, who's okay, but not what you want in Europe, really, is he? So it's Medley, Gribben, Bain, McQuaid, Fisher, Davidson, and Cargbo on the bench. And, well, let's see what we can do in Norway. So we can see the team sheets there. Now, this Atle Ube, he is their key player or their star player. So that is someone we'll need to keep an eye out on. We've got nothing to lose, sure what we're capable of. Good luck. Give us a chance. Oh, no, I've hit the wrong thing. All right, come on. Big team talk. We've got most of them back. Just Armstrong. And let's be honest, we've already lost him anyway. So, looks like it's a little bit of a frosty outing in Norway. Norway in February. Who would have thought it would have been frosty? We can see they changed up the way they're playing a little bit, which may actually even that may actually help the way that we're looking to play as well. So that may not be a bad thing. Yeah. Ideally, as ever, we just want away goals and as many of them as possible. And then we'll see where we stand coming into the second leg. Let's give them some encouragement and go from there. It's a weird one, isn't it? I mean, realistically, I don't think we are going to win the league. I think Linfield is... Well, I mean, we can't beat them. So if we can't beat them, then we're not going to win the league, are we? There's a ball to the back post, and the crossbar has saved us. And, well, that's not the ideal start, is it? That's not what I wanted to click. And, yeah. So that being the case, I think what we want to try and do then is go as far as we can in Europe. A, we get the money for it, which will help us down the line. But B, the coefficient points, which again will help us down the line because it'll mean we get seeded higher in group draws, which gives us a better chance. There's a ball for McDade. He's open in the area. He's onside. And that is number 25 this season for Aaron McDade. And we have an away goal in Norway. That could be huge. I missed who it was with the ball in. There wasn't really too much doing, was there? Simpson back to Napoleon. Is it Napoleon with the cross? It is. And McDade just drifting into space. The goalkeeper slips in the snow, I think. I'm not sure what he was doing there, but either way, it's a goal for McDade, and he is very, very good at finding the shoulder of that last man, isn't he? Great first touch to take the ball further away from the defenders. And, well, there we go. That is, well, almost perfect, isn't it? Let's see if we can go and get a second. Of course, there's always a risk I'll ruin it with my halftime team talk. And by risk, I mean it's almost a certainty that Davenport heads it away. Simpson gets it forward for McDade. Armstrong's getting forward. Can Simpson find him? He goes back. That's fine. Keep possession. There's a ball forward. It's a good flick on there for McGreevy. There it is for King. Can King pick out McDade again? He's an inverted winger. He's going to cut inside, you would think, at some point. It's there for Hall. Hall gets it to McGreevy. McGreevy back to Hall. It's lashed at goal. And are we going to get caught on the break here? Have we got a little bit too ambitious getting forward? Simpson slipped in the snow. He can't get back. And don't give away a penalty. There's the penalty. Napoleon, you idiot. A golden opportunity at one end. And a VAR is a very... well, we don't get that very often, do we? But unfortunately, on this occasion, we don't want to see it. And can Jidda come back from injury and rescue us here? No, he can't. He goes the wrong way. It's 1-1. And that is all a little bit disappointing, isn't it? Let's give them some more encouragement. I mean, he couldn't have been further away from it, could he? I mean, we've still got the away goal, so that's not bad. But it's not been the best half of football, to be honest, has it? Are we happy with that? I mean, just keep doing what you're doing, maybe. We haven't been bad. I mean, I wouldn't say we've been bad. We've been caught once on the break, basically. I'm wondering about Armstrong in that wide area, if that's maybe not quite working for us. He has, as I said, he's looked good out there in the past when I've played him out there. Simpson's picked up a knock. Well, that's going to... What's he done to himself? A damaged foot. He's not playing particularly well anyway. So let's take him off. What do we do here? Okay, so it was defender Simpson that was injured, not Mr. X-Ray Vision. So we brought Gribben on for him. That's fine. And we've also taken off Armstrong, who's not having the best game. We're going to bring on Fisher, and we're just going to play an out-and-out winger out there and see how he goes. He's not a natural on the left, although he is left-footed. It's something that we will work on with him. But we haven't really created too much. So we'll see if putting that little bit of extra width on the field does it for us. Napoleon. Oh, Napoleon. All right, well, McQuaid will have to come on for Simpson. We'll look to get you forward. McGreevy's still there. And, well, as I said, it hasn't been the greatest performance from us, and it's sort of going from bad to worse a little bit here, isn't it? Let's just lower the tempo. Be more disciplined. Maybe slow it down. And see, sometimes we react well and we do okay with 10 men. I suspect away in Europe is not the time that's going to happen for us, but you never know. I mean, Napoleon's played a 6.2 in the end there. Let's maybe give it a focus. McCullough with a throw. He finds Fisher. What can he do? He loses out. And they've pinged it around us. Oh dear, this is their trouble man, and Jidda's made a decent save there. And what's happened there? Goal kick. I'm wondering if we almost just need to demand more. I've given them out of focus shout. I mean, they're still sitting back, which sort of at this point plays into our hands a little bit. But it's definitely going to be all to play for in the second leg, isn't it? We've got the away goal. That's a bonus. Of course, we'll be missing Napoleon. That's going to be a big loss. I wonder if we're berating. Hasn't really worked. And I mean, in the end, it looks like they're almost happy for 1-1. And we're certainly happy, I think, with 10 men to take a 1-1 draw back to Northern Ireland with us. But it's been a disappointing performance. King hasn't played well. McCullough hasn't played well. I mean, most people haven't played well. Hull, the goalkeeper, and McDade with his goal, pretty much, isn't it? And I mean, Napoleon with an assist has played a 6.2. So that is, I'm going to say I'm not happy with that. So there we go. Despite being down to 10 men, we don't concede a goal. It's 2 to 4 weeks, so Simpson's out of the second leg. Napoleon's out of the second leg. And we've got Linfield in a day's time. So it could have gone better, but it could have gone a lot worse as well, couldn't it? But guys, that will do it for today. If you have enjoyed that, make sure you hit thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new. We are through in the Cup. We're in an okay position in Europe. Though we'll need to be better in the second leg. And we'll be right back next time for Linfield in the league. That is, I think, lose. And, well, any chance of a title bid is over, isn't it? And then it's Rosenborg. And if we defend properly without Simpson, we'll be through. We just need to keep a clean sheet, don't we? So until then, guys, I've been Aussie and thank you so much for watching. Take care.